Those who are ruled by covetousness and continue to sin cannot obtain an inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. Therefore, we should not be deceived by those who lead others into self-indulgence by denying, distorting, or secretly concealing the truth. They attempt to deny the judgment for sin. Some claim that, because the Lord has already forgiven all our sins, we no longer need to worry about them, or that, since God is love, even unrepentant people will not be excluded from His kingdom. However, the wrath of God will surely come upon the sons of disobedience. In the past, we were dead in our trespasses and sins. Back then, we followed the order, values, behavior patterns, and systems of this world, sharing in Satan's nature under his rule. A representative example of this is disobedience toward God, as Satan wanted us to choose disobedience of our own will. However, we are no longer the sons of disobedience. We were delivered from disobedience, and now we walk in a life of obedience. However, even though some claim to be believers, they still walk in a life that does not obey the truth. Is the wrath of God unrelated to them? Certainly not. Moreover, even those who commit evil by being deceived by them cannot escape this wrath. The judgment of wrath will be fully carried out after Christ's second coming, yet it is also happening now. In addition to the punishment of hell, the Bible speaks of God's wrath to be poured out on this earth in the end times, and describes disasters as consequences of disobedience, like Noah's flood, the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the Babylonian captivity. There is also immediate wrath that appears as a direct result of evil deeds. For instance, the Israelites blamed Moses in the wilderness and were bitten by fiery serpents. And when they formed relationships with Moabite women and worshipped their gods, nearly 24,000 died from a plague. It is the same in the New Testament. Herod was struck by an angel of the Lord and died after being eaten by worms. And Judas Iscariot hanged himself, causing his body to burst open. Therefore, when tribulations come upon us, we need to examine ourselves to see if we are blocking the truth. If those who need to turn back refuse to do so, God may withdraw His expectations from them, allowing them to fall into sin according to their desires and reap the consequences. In this sense, stubbornly clinging to evil, continuing in sin and heading toward destruction can be seen as part of the punishment. Likewise, the judgment of God's wrath against the unrighteous has already begun, is continuing now, and will reach its climax on the last day. Since those who block the truth with unrighteousness feel uneasy committing evil alone, they draw others into their schemes, making them participate together. Even when people sense that what they are doing is wrong, the involvement of many gives them a false sense of acceptability. Some may not trust their actions, yet, finding their words logical, they surrender themselves to deception. If we are to be faithful to the truth, above all, we must not be deceived by lies. Even if we say, "I didn't know, I was deceived," we cannot escape God's judgment. This is because sufficient warning has already been provided within the system of the gospel. Therefore, let us not be swayed by relationships or personal interests, but instead keep our distance from the sons of disobedience. There is no reason to partake in their sins and in their judgment. This judgment is ongoing today, a conclusive sign that the final judgment is coming. Let us become one and boldly resist false temptations. Let us build up the church with truth. Let us gather our obedient hearts to fulfill the will of God who redeemed us.